Good afternoon, YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Southern Santa Piper. I'm your host, Kenny, and today we are going to be smoking this Charatan Freehand along with plum pudding. I hope everybody's having a great day today. Been real busy around the Canterbury household lately. Beautiful tobacco. Unlike many others, I do not have a lot of experience with plum pudding. This was actually my first time buying this. I will admit this is now my third bowl. This just came in. I want to give a shout out to Kate over at the Refuge Lounge, who had a special for $39.95 for 8-ounce tins, and I picked up a tin. For those of you who aren't familiar with just how beautiful of a tobacco this is one of the broken pieces. There's several very large. Let me pull one out. Beautiful looking tobacco. I mean, just gorgeous. Tin note. My first impressions was it knocked my head off. I did one of these and it was like, wow. That vinegary smell that I always associate with McClellan's Virginias is there, and it's there in spades. Once you get past that vinegar smell, you can smell dried fruit, grass, very tart, almost a lemony, cherry, fig. It's all there. All sorts of dried fruit goodness, and that heavy kind of vinegary smell that I would expect from Virginias. Some Periques have that as well. But flavor-wise, let's get this back lit again. It's everything I would expect in an English. It's creamy. It's definitely Latakia forward. I do not smell a lot of Latakia when you open up that tin note initially. It's mostly that vinegary Virginia. Unlike, let's say, Star of the East Flake or Spark Plug, where that's the first thing you notice. This is the Latakia. The Latakia definitely comes through, but it's balanced. It's very well balanced. It says, for those who are not familiar with it, the original cake of 6 rare ingredients. Latakia joins with Turkish Orientals, Virginias, Cavendish, and Perique, crafting the most sought-after small batch blends in America since 2007. They definitely have a winner chicken dinner with this. I got to tell you guys, I kind of avoided this one for a while. I try not to get on trends that everybody else is on. It's like, oh God, everybody likes this tobacco. Is it all hype? It's not hype. It is definitely not an all-day smoke, but it could be an everyday smoke. I will say that I will have to slow down my cadence on this one considerable. I'm getting more of a nick hit than I would typically expect off most English blends. I'm assuming that's coming from the Perique. Taste-wise, I am getting fig and cherry and dark fruit and kind of a campfire smokiness. I'm not getting that smoked meat like I get in some of my other favorite Latakia blends. That's not present here. Let's talk a little bit about this pipe. It is a Charatan Freehand. They call it extra large. I don't know why. I consider it kind of a medium sized pipe. Nothing too big, not too small. It's got a beautiful, and I'm hoping this will pick up, ring grain. I picked up this pipe on eBay, used off of Tim West, who is also quite well known for making exceptionally nice pipes. And he does a great job of restoring pipes. And his prices are always extremely fair. So two people I want to give a shout out to is Tim West over at Tim West Pipes out of Ohio, as well as Kate over at the Refuge Lounge, who I follow on Instagram, and a wonderful young lady who is a cigar shop owner and is a cigar and pipe smoker, and sometimes has some exceptional deals on a variety of tobaccos. Some cases rare, some cases small batch. She recently had some of the Carolina Reds in that everybody else seemed to be out of stock on, and she had them at a very fair price. So Refuge Lounge, follow them on Instagram. I think I've mentioned before, this pipe's going to probably go pretty smooth and pretty quick, because I probably had half the smoke before I started this video. I'm a huge, huge fan of Charatan pipes. This one had exceptional ring grain. And I'm a huge fan of ring grain. Believe it or not, I'm a big fan of freehands too. I know you guys don't see a lot from me, but I've got probably 7 or 8 freehands in my collection. Mostly Danish. Really love Carl Eric's pipes. Carl Eric, Newt, Nordine all make exceptional freehands. But if you can get your hands on one of the English freehands, the Charatan, Dunhill, I believe Comey, there are several of the British manufacturers who have made freehands who have done an exceptional job of the pipes, and especially when they're blasted, I just think looks incredible. I only have 2 other blasted freehands. One is an inexpensive HS Studios freehand, and one is a Celis Root, I believe, Pawn. Part of their chess series. I've got a Bishop pipe by them. I believe a Knight as well. Just incredible. Incredible tobacco. Let's give this a second. It's hard for me on the tin note on this one to give you guys an exact smell of all the tobaccos. The tartness is so overwhelming on this one that the tin note could be a turnoff to some of y'all. And I'm telling you guys now, don't let it be a turnoff to you. Don't breathe in this tin note and go, oh, I don't know if this is going to be a good tobacco. You know, I've got a aromatic out here. It's one of the ones I smoke all the time. 432. And you smell that and it's a wonderful tin note. But there are 2 totally different tobaccos. But both are totally delicious tobaccos. Normally when I'm looking at tobaccos, I'm looking at 3 of its qualities. I'm looking at its tin note, its room note, how it smells around me, and of course my own taste. And all of these things, guys, are subjective. That's why I'm saying there's no right or wrongs ever with pipe smoking. What I find appealing, you may not. What I find flavorful, you may not. So everything I take with a grain of salt. This is just from my own taste buds, my own palate, my own perceptions of taste. I get a slight floral note on this from the Orientals. I get that creaminess from the Latakia. I get the sweetness from the Virginias. I'm getting dark fruit from the Perique. The Cavendish just adds another layer of creamy mouthfeel. and kind of binds things together, I think. I think it kind of balances out the others. I don't know of any other way to prepare this tobacco than what would seem the most obvious. Now, that being said, I've got limited experience. I think this is, my third bowl. But basically, I'm going to take a piece, and I'm going to break it, and I'm going to put it in my hand, and I'm going to roll it out. Roll, 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 till it breaks apart. And what I noticed with this, I'm getting nice, thick, chunky bits. I don't want to call them flakes. It's not, maybe we will call them flakes. I get big, chunky flakes. This is definitely not a ribbon cut. It's not a ribbon cut that's been pressed together. Little flakes. Definitely crumble cake is how I would describe this. This isn't a typical flake. And again, you can just see how beautiful of a tobacco this is. Rolled out, it makes a nice flake. I just packed this bowl, kind of the 3-pinch method. Didn't pack it overly tight since I'm new to this tobacco. I think a lot of times with tobacco, new ones, it may take a while to find the right pipe, to find the right packing method, to get everything out of that tobacco that it was meant to. I'll probably smoke this later in a pot because I find pot shapes to be really, really well for English tobaccos. Am I about cashed? Maybe getting close, guys. So this may be a shorter video than I expected today. Let's get some of that ash out and try one more light. I am definitely down to my last fifth of the bowl or so. And it still tastes good. A lot of times that last bit of the bowl, not pleasant. I want to give a shout out to my barber, James Stevens, over at Brick City Barbershop. Got a nice fresh haircut yesterday, beard trim. Also to Firehouse Mustache Wax. I just started using that product today. Still getting used to it, but I'm pretty happy with the results so far. I really don't know what direction I'm going to let my mustache go into, if I'm going to do a kind of a fancy job, or we'll see. I still got a few more months of growing it out to get it to where I want it to go, and then we'll see about shaping it more from then. I recently trimmed off probably good 2 inches or more off my beard. I just had my barber kind of even things out yesterday. The floral notes coming through nicely. Nice amount of orientals. I think they call this an English Balkan blend, but it's not as heavy in the orientals as I would have expected. It's very well balanced. But that nick, ooh. At least for me. I'm not much of a nicotine guy. So you guys may all think I'm a wimp for that one. But nick's a little heavy for me. That's all I got for you today, guys. Wanted to give you my first impressions of plum pudding, and I'm still going to call it my first impressions, even though this is about my third bowl of it now. But I just picked up this tobacco yesterday. I wanted to smoke it immediately when I got it. This is actually the third pipe that I've smoked this tobacco in, and it has been very consistent in flavor. I wanted to check it out in a freehand because a lot of times freehands, something about the look of them, very Hobbit-like to me, even though they're not a church warden. Is that I tend to smoke more aromatics out of them than I do English blends. But I wanted to try an English blend in this particular pipe, being an English pipe, and see how well an English blend, and especially plum pudding, would smoke in this. And I'm surprised, very surprised. Smokes extremely, extremely well. But again, thank you so much for joining me here in Southern Santa Piper. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. Also hit that subscribe if you want to continue seeing content from me. There's a little notification bell. Hit that if you want to be notified every time a new video comes out. I really appreciate you guys joining me here on Southern Santa Piper, and looking forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you again so much, and have a blessed day. Take care now.